Now we're going to play with the bad graphics, the original graphics. Some might say it's better. I mean... Wait, it's not... I spelled it wrong. It's Nights, whatever. I'm done, dude. A Nights into Dreams. Wow, those are some tight pants. Yo, can I skip this? Why does he do that? Press enter. Enter was on the Dreamcast before. I mean, I want to quit. Quit the... You can't alt F4. That's cray-cray, bro. That is pretty cray-cray. What? You can't do that? Configure. Alright, let's check out the... Open up the hood. Alright. Alright. Some problems here. Gamepad? Not existent. Don't work, bro. Input. X input active. 4D, 3D, engage. Doesn't work. What? I want to save the settings, but not start the game. Personally. What do you do? What does one do in this situation? I'll tell you what. I don't know. There you go. Okay, so this is... The controller is connected. So it should work. But it doesn't. But let's pretend it does. Let's pretend it does. Oh, this is for 7-year-olds? I'm not sure what that means. Peggy made this game. Small... wait, what? Okay. Small chosen few. It works now. I don't know. It's magic. Oh, it's magic. You know. Sega Saturn Dreams. Dreams. It has a background ready for us. Wow, that's very thoughtful. Truly. Indubitably. Hey, Hotbox of Fun, welcome to the stream, buddy. Buddy old pal chum. Yo, what in tarnation? Yeah, I wonder what you could be saying that about. There's many things. Late stream. It's a weird game. I'm wearing an Animal Crossing sash on my arm. Which one is it? Which one are you saying that to? In reference to? I wonder. I hope you're doing well, Hotbox. Always a pleasure to see you. Truly. I mean that. I like when you stream, because you stream games I don't normally see. So it's very interesting to watch. Alright, so basically, I don't know what I'm doing in this game, honestly, but, alright, so those are my scores. Please don't launch anything. Touch anything. I think I've heard of that. Is that on Steam? Is it the 25th anniversary for that game? Don't touch anything 3D. The soundtrack. Don't touch anything. I don't touch anything. Oh, spoilers. Seems interesting. $5. I just bought a bunch of samurai games before the stream started. I refunded a game because I bought it before it was on sale within like 2 weeks, and then I got my money back, the full price, and now I bought it again with the sale. I don't feel bad at all. I'm gonna get mine. I just got the third one. Whoa. Hey, I don't know if you do upload to YouTube. upload that to YouTube so I can see it someday, or people can see it. You can get 2 views in 5 years. I don't think YouTube's very good for that. It doesn't really matter if you do it. I mean, maybe, you never know. Don't let it deter you. If you want people to see it. But be ready for the 2 views in 5 years. Let's just start playing the game. So I think they attack you automatically no matter what. Wait, is this the original graphics? Yeah. This is the original graphics. Alright, so now we have Star Platinum power. This is basically their stand. Yes, I remember how to play. It's very difficult. Takes a lot of memory. Oh, you had to go that way? Oh, crap. Whatever. We're going this way. I don't care. It's really hard to get a good score in this game, though. I don't know how... It's tough. We do a little juicing. Yeah, I hear you. The juice. I drank some juice today. Meaning, I drank something that really was like, wow, this is what I needed. Starbucks. Not sponsored. Oh my. I think Starbucks or Red Bull is also good. Monster. Sugar-free, of course. Try to avoid sugar, but we all help. I mean, that's just sugar-free Red Bull. Alternate. I also find if you drink a lot of water, you wake up, but like water's so boring. Pickle juice. Oh yeah, the salt. Juice 8. So this game wasn't a fever dream I had. Yeah. Is that a bad thing? I never played this when I was younger. I played the Sonic Adventure pinball game, though. That's how I know. I like this character style, though. I like him a lot. I want to get all up in that. In-game. I like his style. I've seen him around a lot in Sega games. They like to flaunt him. Wait, so what do I do now? I don't remember. Okay. I think we need enough blue spheres. Then we get the power back. I played this before with the good graphics, but there's a charm to the old graphics for sure. It's like you can't make the Mona Lisa HD. It's not the same. But it's good to have options, I guess, because why not? Why not? This part's really strange. This is back when games were good, man. Not drinking pickle juice. I'll just keep reading the same comment. I don't care if you guys don't talk. I'm like 5 hours later. Pickle juice? True. True! Yo, that's how it be, though. I mean, it is midnight. It's 11 p.m. Hey, you guys are here pretty earlier than I thought. I didn't expect anyone to show up, honestly. It's so late. But I do plan on uploading this to YouTube. The world must know that I was here. That I played this on the 25th anniversary. When the 100th anniversary will come around, people will be like, who played this during the 25th anniversary? Who in their right mind would have done that? All right, who's this guy? Here I am. Here it is. Oh my god, no. Okay. This is actually a hard map, I think. What is this? It's one of the harder maps. I should have started with the first one. Try to get the max score. Oh god. Oh, right. You have to go for that. True. Wait, what? Okay. I'm not sure how to get back up there. Huh? We're dead. There's no way. Oh wait, it's underneath. There's gotta be a way. What if there's no way? Somebody called earlier and got mad that I didn't. Don't sell fried rice. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry I had to go through that. It reminds me of a Mitch Hedberg joke where he was trying to make a sitcom and he's a stand-up comic and he's like, can you write the show? And then he's like, that's like asking someone who sews sweaters or something, can you farm? Or something like that. What is this? I am becoming the molecules. What is? I never seen this before. Is this a glitch? What mean? What that mean? So if I wait, okay, I dropped it. I'm done. Okay, it's like a special area where you get magnetized. If you touch any object, it falls off you. I'm an expert. This game's hard. Like the pros, they just do like this. They're like, they know exactly where to go. They're like, oh my god, I gotta go here. They know exactly how to spin. Watch out, here I come. Boom, don't. I don't know. You look like lots of fun. I should be the commercial for this game. That song. You spin me right round, baby, right. -5. Oh, mama. What is this thing? What is that? Oh my god. Okay. I wish this character had like their own 3D adventure game. That'd be cool. Like you could walk around and as the purple guy and like shoot people like GTA Nights. It could happen. If the multiverse theory is true, then it already has. It's already been. It's already been. It exists somewhere. Nights. Not good. Does anyone else feel like a fried egg? What happened? Oh, that's weird. Imagine waking up and this is what you're doing. What the heck was going on? Oh, load? When you become conscious when you're a child. Oh, load? Oh my god, his back. He's done, dude. Is this Sid from Toy Story? But he dyed his hair blue. Is that his underwear? Or is that his blood? Ahoy, laddie. Hello, Charlie boy. Oh. A D, is that better than my last score? I don't remember. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. This is a cool character. This is Shadow the Hedgehog before there was Shadow the Hedgehog. I forgot how to play. He's very easy to kill, though. I remember that. Wow. What a pushover. It's pretty cheap. I think it's free to play on the Sega website or something. But on Steam, I think it's cost money still. Well, it was free. I don't know if they kept it as a free thing. Dead. He says something in Japanese. I'm not sure what it is. He died. No, I didn't. I didn't beat my score. I do it. Pretty good. Pretty good. How are you, Charlie boy? How are you, though? Let's talk about you. Let's get back to you. What's going on? All right, sounds good. Not bad. Not bad. Nice 4th of July weekend. I think it's all over now. No, I haven't heard any explosions. Usually, there's more fireworks. But this year's been quiet, huh? It's been quite quiet. What's going on? Okay. The music. The music. I know. The older I get, I think I play the game more for the music than as time goes on. Or at least I appreciate it more. I feel. The music. It could be nostalgia. I never played this game though, but I do notice the music more. Like, oh, do I want to save this to a playlist or what? Just remember that. I like this song. Too normal. Too normal, yeah. It's too normal. Welcome to Arnold's Pizza Shop. You want the pepperoni? Maybe I come deliver you the pizza, or maybe I come punch it through your head. In game. I bought some turnips in Animal Crossing. That's pretty much it. Today, they weren't buying them for very high though today, so I didn't sell them. I did not sell them today. Everyone's complaining that Animal Crossing, like, there's no updates. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm still like 10% done with my island. That's probably because I didn't time travel at all. I'm just playing it like whenever I have time to kill. I'm fine. Everything's fine. It's like SpongeBob making the one Krabby Patty while everyone else is like making 1,000 Krabby Patties. And then they're like, yo, I want some more. I want more stuff. It's like, man. Bruh. Brother. Ecology and doggos are glad. What is that? Ecology? Are you some kind of smart person? I'm envious. No more. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do it. Kind of. Yeah. I can see why you would do it for sure, though. Don't make me. I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad. I may be virtue signaling. I don't even know. I'm not sure what that means, but I think I'm doing it. I'm just telling you guys what I feel about it. All I'm saying is I'm a pretty cool guy. I'm playing Animal Crossing legit. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. I mean, that's cool. I'm not very. I don't know. I don't know how people made all those. I don't know how people made their islands so intricate. That's so much effort. It's amazing. Talented, very talented, I guess. Very visionary, visionesque, vision-esque. We need a new word. Forget learning vocabulary, just make a new one. In my image, in my words. That'll work well. It's lit. Flame emoji. Wait, I think that's bad, what I just did. I think everything I did didn't matter at all. I think I lost all my points. It's over, man. It's over. Look at this. Is that Mario? No way. That wasn't now what that can't be Mario. No shot. Everywhere I go, I see his face. Oh yeah. It's a me. I logged in Animal Crossing late on 4th of July to see if the fireworks were in the game like last year, but like I think because it was morning, it was the AM, the event, the 4th of July event was over. So that's unfortunate. All right, we got to. I don't know. So this game came out 25 years ago. It seems like longer than that. This game feels like it's from like the 70s. What is happening? All right, what does that do? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Just roll with it. Poo-poo sound. They need a mod for this game where you're Donkey Kong. Okay, it's like a mirror zone. The mirror is actually what's there too. I suppose. Wait, so where's the door? How do you get out of here? Did I win? Oh no. That's not good at all. Fireworks were in August. On August, IRC? Really? I don't know what you said, but what? August IRC? What? In real chat, August? August didn't even happen yet. August doesn't exist. Yeah, we're dead. We're so dead. It's over, man. Game over. No shot. No shot. Respectively. Respectfully. Recall. What happened? It's all a dream, guys. Man, I'm terrible. Ouchie wouchie. You guys like this music? Come here, Joker. Will someone catch that guy already? Dude, yo, how'd he beat this guy? Impossible. Die. Okay, that's how you just like every boss, pretty much. Dude. Tarot card readings. Dude, no. Look at that. Look at that thing. What the frick? How? I'm done. I'm done. I have no more power. Oh my freaking tentacles. Remove Jackal's cape. Oh. The Jackal? Before attacking. But you have to attack him to attack him. You have to attack his cape to attack him. But which you have to attack him before. Okay. So you have to unlock the secret levels, you have to like get a max rank or B rank at least on like all of these levels, so that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. I'll do one more. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. The ideal. Alright, let's go back to the game, though. The dream. There it is. Help me, knight. Help me. Die. The blue orbs is what you need, I think. There was a post a long time ago about like when you sleep, there's an invisible brain demon that like is on your head, and it looks like this thing right here. That's kind of coincidental. And that's how you replenish, I think, being asleep or being in the night's mode. We gotta start moving if we wanna beat the rain. Beat the storm. What does that mean? What does that mean? Go back. Facts. I'm focused now. Can't stop, won't step. I had to actually pick those up. Whoops. My bad, yo. Crap. Kaboom. Do not mind. I'm not sure what that does. So that brings you to the next stage. The next variant of the level. Crap. Okay, good. C. C's good. We have a... No, we have C here. We can do better. What's that? Yamero. Dio-sama. It's Skyrim. Skyrim's in the game. They predicted it. Alright, that's good. Yo, this music's bussin'. Respectfully. Truly. Indubitably. What does that mean? What is happening? Okay. Boss stage already? Oh no. This guy's like the toughest one. I don't remember how to kill him. Okay. You have to hit his head. Did I just solo him? Wait, no. Or is it an achievement to kill him in one shot, I think. It was like really tough to get. But I got it somehow. I had to look it up. So I didn't really get it. What the? Stun power. Your stun power is limited. Boom. Crap. This could be Froggy's dad from, say, Sonic. Or you have to do that. Boom. Yo, the saxophone guy. That was a good song. The whole soundtrack, pretty good. Boom. A D? You gave me a D? You serious? Is that the best thing? That's the best I did? Check again. Recount. Defeat the Nightmare bosses swiftly. This guy is... I feel like this guy has a lot of potential to be in other stuff. But, like, he's not really a front runner. I think they released a new game for him. But it's a pinball game in like, California. Or Vegas. Well, this game's really tough. But it's fun. I like it. It's fun. brand new dreams. Brand new. Yeah, how much is this on Steam actually? Let me see. Nowadays. Probably a sale. 119. 119. Not bad. Not bad. You can buy all these games for $3. Wow. Sounds like a pretty good deal. Well, yeah, I already have some. That's why it's cheaper. You know, I did want this. Do I have enough? Yo, I do. I'm about to buy that right now. I'm about to buy. Just, I hate buying games that I'm not going to play right now. Who are you? But, I'm gonna do. Okay. I mean, I'll play it someday. Yeah. Will I? Will. Yeah. $3? Nice. I'll gladly pay it. I played Crazy Taxi all the time back then. Let's just play Crazy Taxi now. For old time's sake, lads. It's been a billion years since I played Crazy Taxi. Wait, that's probably DMCA though. It's not the same without the music. Aw, damn. Damn. What can you do? Play it anyway.